Hello, hey, it's Jason. I'm just trying to give a little update for myself, probably more than anything. I appreciate everybody out there that's doing the Bricklink. I do watch a lot of, I think I watch anything that's related with Bricklink stores. Always like Montana's used brick store. Used and new parts, of course. Pops blocks, you know, there's so many Eons bricks and stuff. I'm not really into a lot of that buying for the investing, more of buying to try to run a business, which I guess is the same thing, right? You're investing to make money, you run a business to make money. But I guess I keep a lot of it more personal because I don't want anybody to ever listen to me to get information that later on doesn't work out for them for whatever reason. But back to my Bricklink store, still closed after a year and a half from the day I opened it up one day. But I am making a lot more progress. I think I have about 4 more totes of parts to sort and start adding that into the inventory. Right now I'm still just like collecting the stuff and putting them in areas where they're supposed to be, right? Does that make sense? Probably not. Yeah, and the shelving, definitely, I'm going to definitely be doing it this way. I have a whole bunch of it down there, you can see. So I just have to figure out exactly how I'm going to design it, lay it out for the spacing. I'm going to go more in depth into my walls instead of having them real long, because I have some things where I'm looking at it, like when I pull out something like this, I could have a lot of these 2x12s up in there. There's a lot of unique colors that you might only have 10 of them or 5 of them or 2. So I'm trying to keep them on a nice tray accordingly. And then I have a lot of these other type of trays that I'm looking at. I think it's trays like this here. Okay. But I don't want to put those in until I have my shelving unit finished. And then when I get my shelving unit finished, then I'll probably be a little bit better off. But I understand, let's see, I understand like on a lot of these types of pieces, you have so many of them, and that's where I'm starting to put them into bins like this. Because when you have like hundreds of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds or thousand parts, and I'm spending, $5 for some of these trays, it's kind of ridiculous, right? Where you buy one of those, I think they're $1. But I kind of see, to me, when I put them in here, I guess it's just in my mind that they can get scratched. I find scratches on parts. I don't know how that happens, but I just can't figure that out. So that's I like these bins because they do kind of separate them a lot. You can have a lot of the same type, just you just have less than one bin. But that's probably not proper. I don't know what's going to work. All I know is I'm going to go more deep into my wall than having a long wall. And I think that's part is because I'm trying to build a shipping container that's a 40-foot by 8-foot by 8. And that will be insulated, air conditioned, heat, blah, blah, blah. But it will act as the sorting facility for the Legos. Okay. Right now, what I have here is a 20 foot by 10 foot. Yeah, 20 by 10 by 8. And this is literally, I have it stacked on top of stuff, so it's also obviously it's not the right way, but I'm just in that spot right now. Those are all the doors that I'll have when I have my wall in, that I'll have a door that I could probably open up on pieces that I want to keep really super clean. Maybe that's overkill. We'll see. But there's some stuff I just liked that maybe I was thinking, okay, you know, especially like tiles, minifigs, I would want to do that, but maybe I don't. Either way. But I have the doors, I have the hinges for that if I need to do it, or if it's for another reason. I think cosmetically, it looks good, you know? So that's part of it. I have so many sets that I have to part out, and that will be something that it'll give me plenty of work to do, I guess. I can't tell you how many hundreds of sets I have that need to be parted out. Sometimes I'll like write on the boxes, you know, if they came from like the Lego store or Walmart or a Target, or believe it or not, sometimes when I'm overseas, Cortez Ingles, it's like, I don't, what's this up here? Like this here. Okay, that's that. Okay, yeah. Wasn't positive. But you know, the whole thing is I'm always worried, is that, do I have the stuff in that box? Okay. Oh, so these are minifigs. Okay. So these are all minifigs from that. I think there was like 20 sets that I just started oh, yeah. See? Yeah, that's it. I just started parting it out, but I only parted it out for the main pieces, and then tried to take all the other pieces and put them out there. See, this is the kind of stuff when you drop something like this, I know it won't get damaged, but at the same time, you gotta be careful you don't drop it and you lose it, because then you'll never find it. So, yeah, it's all interesting. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Anyways, so like here I have stuff that still need. These are, I've like pre-sorted them and put them in bags in the bag, so they at least don't get scratched. A lot of items just like this, you know, they're just bags of the little green Technic pieces. So at least they're there. I don't have to worry about them getting all scratched up. And a lot of stuff, you know, it's just, you know, stuff that's all kind of done. A lot of stuff it's like in the same type. I just have to get the proper drawer where they're going to be. I still have a lot of stuff that's not numbered. These are all like element pieces. A lot of Ninjago stuff. Yeah. See, this is why I run into a lot, is I have these cups that I bought years ago, and I'm talking years ago, and I don't know what's in them. I can see in this one, these are like dark bluish gray, looks like just 1x2 tiles. But I know back there in the back, way back in there, I have probably about a good 50, 60 more of them. of those cups. I don't know, when I would go to Shanghai, I would always get a couple cups. If I was in Tokyo, I'd get, a couple cups. Wherever I would go, I'd just get me a couple cups, because I saw on certain walls they had bricks that were a little different for regions, and I thought it was just cool. And my daughter and I, we used to build Legos when we were like, when she was a little kid. Her first big set that she did was the Saturn V rocket. Really cool. And we did the roller coaster, the first roller coaster when it came out. It was a little bit too much, I think, at that time for her. So she really enjoyed was these like free builds. I mean, she would just, the creativity was just wild. And we're talking, maybe, 10 foot by 4 foot, table like area. And she would just build little cities and stuff. And I threw all those Legos away when I had to move. It was terrible because, I did go through a divorce, and I was moving, and I was just like, I didn't have the space to take them. And that was the scenario. Now, I did have some sets that were still sealed. I had two of the USC Slave 1 sets, still sealed. And I actually took them, believe this, I took them from the Houston Lego stores where I bought them. I had them in my place for about a year and a half, 2 years. Never built them. I had the TIE Fighter 2 at the same time. And I then gave one of the USC Slave sets to one of the friends of my wife at the time. Just trying to be nice, I guess. But I ended up taking that set to Tennessee. Had it here for a while, and then I went to the U.S. and went to Spain. So I took them with me to Spain, and then I'm sitting in Spain with these sets still sealed for about a year when I finally ended up moving back here to the U.S. And I took them back with me. But I didn't keep them sealed because I was trying to make space. So I more or less opened the box to, take the bags out and pack it a little bit more compact that way. But anyways, I have those sets too. I parted out here somewhere. But it's funny. I think I'm missing a couple of the Boba Fett's, because I had Cloud, Betrayal and Cloud. I had a couple of those, and I had this, and so I know they look very similar, and someone actually pointed that out to me. Very helpful. It's just like the head or something is different on the two, and I don't know, because see, I have a storage over in Spain with a bunch of Legos, and I thought I had them all out of there, of those sets. I don't know. I have a lot of Saturn V's over there, TIE Fighter helmets, hidden side stuff. I even, what's crazy? I have a Millennium Falcon over there. The big $800 sets. I actually bought it when I was in California, and when me and my girlfriend, we split up, she was like, look, I have this huge box of Lego set for the Millennium Falcon. Come and get it. And I was like, oh, that thing's huge. It's like larger than a suitcase. So I flew back to California and picked it up and flew to Barcelona, and that's where it's at today. And now I need to get back here to the U.S. So trust me, shipping costs, people, I understand. It's not cheap. So, alrighty. Well, hey, that's my thing with just keeping it up to date. I'll probably open up next year, and I'll just keep my inventory growing and making sure I do stuff right. I mean, there's so many things like stuff like this, all these different type of heads, I know I have them kind of organized, with certain types, but I need to get those all labeled, inventoried correctly. Same thing like, all these different type of hair pieces, hats. Yeah. Yeah, some neat stuff in there. And, I'm always enjoying learning a lot from a lot of these other channels. So I enjoy your all's content out there. Anybody, trust me, I'm listening to everybody's part, mainly because when I'm working, whether work here or work at another place where I work at, I just sit back and put on my headphones and listen to people talk. I like a lot of these, I don't want to call them analytics for what they really are, but it's interesting to hear what people are thinking, because we see this, what it is the next year. And I've listened to them over the years. And I know there's a lot more now than before, but there are sets that I have that I don't think I bought them because of what somebody said, but there are a few that made me take a double look. Matter of fact, yeah, that one back, those Batman series. I did buy a bunch of those because I like the tile pieces. So I like the tile pieces, and yes, the minifigs were unique. But then one was re-released, and because I get a lot of these Lego magazines in Europe, I'm able to see a lot of unique minifigs are re-released, and you have to be kind of careful. And that's a big thing with certain sets. You kind of see, well, that's not going to happen with like a Mickey or Minnie type minifig, or really with Disney, but you do see it with Star Wars. I can see it with Minecraft, and of course Jurassic Park. But when people think, what's the Inquisitor, okay, or the Justifier, you see that minifig coming out in, to a relatively cheap set. It is very possible the other ones, like a Cad Bane or the Inquisitor or the Sister, these can be released in one of these Lego magazines. And if I was Lego, I would just do it, just probably piss people off, because it really would. But at the same time, when I saw them do that with the one of the Mandalorian sets, it was like, huh. And then they did it with another trooper. Yeah, I saw people were buying this all over Europe, and I just thought it was so obvious. I didn't really want to get into it because, look, in Europe, those Lego magazines are still $5. Okay, €5. Now, €5 is still around $6. You have to get them over here. I don't know how people are getting a whole bunch of them, but I'll tell you one thing. If you're buying, let's say, 100 of them, okay, and that person's selling them for less than $6, they're not making the money off that. So they came across them inappropriately. And anybody over in Europe, you want to try to tell me that you can get those figs out of a Lego magazine for less than the €5 it is in Germany and Spain, these places, I don't know how. I've talked to the kiosk. We have a good friend that runs one. They have a cost, so if you're able to buy them through them, you're taking a inappropriate approach of taking them, and they're really not being published onto a newsstands or a kiosk to be sold to the public. And I've realized that that's very possible. A lot of times certain things don't get sold, they get returned back to the suppliers. Suppliers are willing to get rid of them, and if you're in direct contact with them, you can do it that way as well. But when that stormtrooper came out, a lot of those, I'm just telling you, if you're spending $5-6, you have to figure out shipping to the US, all that. It's unique, but anything's possible, right? Never say never. Alrighty, I'm trying to post this up on our favorite YouTube, and we'll talk to you later. Remember, I'm Jason, my daughter Ruby Lee. It's R&B, let it go. We will be bringing our store online at Bricklink probably next year, probably around February. And I want to do it, I don't know, I have a mental problem where I want to do things, I want to do it 100% correct, perfect. So that's why I'm not even opening it up now, because I don't think I could really do everything perfect, and give the customer what I would want if I was buying something from somebody. So that said, I also want to state for anybody out there, when I open up the store, I'm going to put in some scenarios, but one will be comment if this is like stupid, or if you think it might not work, or if it's legit. Is if you make more than 5 orders over $100 with me, I'll give you free shipping on your future orders. Something like that. Or do something like, let's say if you make 5 orders, I'll give you maybe 50% off all shipping in the future. And then if you do over 10 orders, you maybe get 75. Over 20, you get 100%. Doing like a tier bracket for customers. That's what I'm thinking. I'm so paranoid about people scamming me. It's why I almost would preferred customers returning, because you know they're legit, instead of some new customers to you that I know they're kind of like saying, well, we're taking a chance too. But it's so easy now. I'm seeing people saying they didn't receive something, and it's almost like a negative feeling that, they might have had it stolen or something like that, but it puts you in a very bad spot. And when you're doing Bricklink stores, that can really cause you havoc, and it can cost you a lot, especially in the beginning. I understand a lot of people have had 1,000 sales, they get one, that's great. But when you're starting off and you get one in the beginning, and you're more prone to get them in the beginning because you're new, people see that and they're kind of like, that's where the scammers will kind of go after people that are new. That's why I won't sell on eBay, for that fear. It's the way it is. Thank you. Bye-bye.